how we are doing today. So today I'll be showing us an example of the index and match formula and how it is being used to replace VLOOKUP. So before I proceed, I'll be showing us an example of the index formula separately, the match formula separately. The index formula is used to return the value at a given location in an array, and it is dependent on either the row number or the column number. While the match function is used to locate the position of a lookup value in a row, column, or a table. So I'll be showing us an example of the index formula and the match formula. So let's come down to row 19. So equals to index, right? So what is the array? So in this situation, we're trying to get the department. So in this situation, the array is the list of departments, right? Then we fix the column. Now the row number. So in this situation, since we are starting from um, group 1 down to group 12. So group 1 is the first row, group 2 is the second row, group 3 is the third row, group 4 is the fourth row, down to the very last group. Right, so in this situation, let's impute the row number to be 4. Right, so group 1 is the first row, group 2 is the second row, group 3 is the third row, group 4 is the fourth row. So since we are saying row number is 4, the row number situation should return 4, should return group 4, right? Then the column number you can see is in a square bracket. That means it is optional, but we can also just close the bracket like this, right? We get our answer, or we can put 1, saying okay, we want it in the first column since we are just dealing with department only, right? So since we include 1, we still arrive at the same answer, right, which is group 4. Right, so now let me show us another example of how it works. Right, let's say for example to get the revenue, depending on the row number and the column number we'll be given it. So index, right, now I want to get the revenue, right? We can either select the array to be revenue, right, just like we did the one for the department, or we can select both this way, fix it, the row number, let's do the same thing, row 4. Now in this situation, we make use of the column number. Now department is the first column, revenue is the second column. So we put in 2, right? Then close the bracket, then enter. So in this situation, our revenue is 200. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's found in group 4, which the revenue is 200. I don't know if I'm communicating very well, right? Then let's do the one for March. Right now in this situation, March will give us the row number of a given lookup value, right? So on March, the upper bracket, what's the lookup value? Let's say the lookup value is 1, right? The lookup array, where will it be found? Be found in this array. And the match type, so we want an exact match. I'll be showing us an example of the less than match and the greater than match in future classes, right? So we want an exact match, which is 0, then close the bracket. Remember, we want the lookup value to be group 1. So in this situation, our answer should be 1, right? So because it is found in this array, group 1 is in the first row, right? If we say group 7, right, and close the bracket, that means it's found in row 7, because group 1 is the first row, group 2 is the second row, group 3 is the third row, group 7 is the 7th row. So that's how the index match works separately, and the index formula works separately, and the match formula works separately. So the index formula will give us the value in a given cell, while the match formula will give us the row number of a given lookup value. So now let me show you an example of how the index and match formula works, a combination of both. So now index, right, now we're trying to get the expense. So our array will be this expense. This is the lookup table, right? Then we'll fix it, then comma, what's the row number? So how do we get the row number? We make use of the match function, which is match, Okay, now what is the lookup value? What are we trying to get? The lookup value, now we're trying to get the expense for group 1, right? So the lookup value will be this, right? Then comma, what's the lookup array? Where are we going to find it? We're going to find it in this array right here, which is in the lookup table. Then you fix it. Then we want an exact match, which is 0. Then close the bracket, right? Then close it once again. Then enter. Then you drag down. That's correct. So basically, that's how the index and match formula works. So let me show us another example of how the index and match formula works. If it's maybe made use of data validation or a list, right? So in this situation, I will make use of the index and match formula, just like the way we did the one for the expense. That's how we also did the one for this one, right? Index was our array. We're trying to get the revenue, so our array will be this revenue. Remember to fix, then comma, the row number. So we make use of the match function, because the match function will give us the row number of a given lookup value, sorry. So match, then what is the lookup value? We're trying to look up for the value which is in cell F5, right? Remember, it's the list, right? What is the lookup array? So the lookup array is this, right? Then what do we want? An exact match. We're trying to get a revenue, then close the bracket. So group 5, the revenue is 120. Let's look at group 6. Revenue is 100, right? So let's do the one for the expense too. Equals to index, right? What's the array? The array is the one for expense, correct? Remember to fix it, comma. What is the row number? The row number is match, right? The lookup value. I try to look up for, sorry, for the value in F5, where in this array. Fix and exact match. So now let's change it to group 1. So 270. Group 12, 130. That should give us 130. So this is how you can use the index and match formula to replace VLOOKUP. So in our future classes, I'll be sharing us more examples of how we can use the index and match formula to get given results. So let's have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you in our future classes. Please do not forget to subscribe, do not forget to like, do not forget to comment, or reach out to us if you have any questions relating to Excel. Have a great day.